Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I'm Randy, and after a brief hiatus, which part of that time I was in Tanzania, and if everything works out, you'll see about an 8-second clip of a cheetah getting ready to stalk an impala. And anyway, so I'm back. Over the last month or so, I picked up quite a few records. One of the record stores that I used to go to is going out of business. Well, the guy's retiring, and I wish I would have picked up more, but I picked up a lot. So I've got a lot of listening to do, and I'll try to work those in with other things that I buy. And so what this is a uh, vinyl finds and purchases. I'd also like to comment that even though I've been gone, I have been doing some videos on Brian Massey's channel, which I'll leave a link below. We've been doing some movie ones, and just recently we're doing a March Madness one. I think Monday the first one will drop, and it's Rich, Brian, Doc, and me, and then we've added Sam St. John for their album March Madness, which the albums are just competing against each other, and we'll see. This is the albums of the 70s is the first one we're doing. We've got quite a few records, so I'm going to try to be brief. Before I get to that, my birthday was last month, and I did get a couple things for my birthday. I got The Who, every song, every album, these on-track books, which are very good. And then I did get Bruce Springsteen, all the songs. These books are amazing. Hardback books, but yeah, got great pictures. Tells about every song in there. Miami Steve. Yeah. I know Steve at All the World's a Stage has shown quite a few of these. This is my third one now. I do have a Dylan and a David Bowie one. Right, the albums. This is Matthew's Southern Comfort, their album Later that same year, which came out in 1971. A former guitarist singer with Fairport Convention, Ian Matthews. This was his band. It's got a lot of American influences, West Coast folk rock, country rock. I think if you like the Eagles, you would probably like this album, which is very good. And it was on the Decca label. Next, I've got Treat Her Right, Tied to the Tracks. This is their second album, formed with Dave Champagne, a singer, and bassist Mark Sandman, who also sang on some songs. This came out in 1989. Now, Mark Sandman later would form Morphine, but this got some cool rockers. Hank and Junkyard would be two I would check out if you wanted to get into Treat Her Right, which just great, cool rockers. And they were on the RCA label. Now, I got Jerry Lee Lewis debut album, which I have basically all the songs that are on here, but at one time I said that I had more Jerry Lee Lewis albums than anybody else. I think Bob Dylan and Van Morrison may have surpassed that, so I'm trying to get Jerry Lee to catch up. Like I said, even though I have most of these songs, this was the debut, and for some unknown reason, Sam Phillips decided not to put on A Whole Lot of Shaking Going On or Great Balls of Fire, which, this was basically 45s were the big thing at this time. But it's got High School Confidential, which was a big hit for him. Crazy Arms, his version of that. You Bangy Stomp, which Alice Cooper later covered. And there you see Sam with Jerry Lee right there. But yeah, great album. Of course, it was on the Sun label, although this is a reissue. All right, next, Ian Hunter, Short Back and Sides. I've been working on getting the Ian Hunter and Mott the Hoople albums. This is his fifth album. This is very good. Produced by Mick Ronson and Mick Jones of The Clash. Yeah, not Mick Jones of The Clash, not Mick Ronson. And also Topper Headon of The Clash plays drums on here. But yeah, great album. Central Park and West is a great one. Old Records Never Die, Gun Control, and Ballad Like Rain. Just a great one by Ian Hunter on the Chrysalis label. Next is some Texas singer-songwriter material, and that's Jerry Jeff Walker, his 1976 album, It's a Good Night for Singing, which he does kind of a revved up version of Looking for the Heart of Saturday Night, the Tom Waits tune. Also does Butch Hancock tunes, Standing at the Big Hotel, which is very good. Billy Joe Shaver song, Old Five and Dimers Like Me. The Dear John Letter Lounge, which is a really good tune. He's only actually got one original, Stony, but that's very good too. But yeah, really good Jerry Jeff Walker album. And he's on the MCA label. Also finally picked up Neil Young's debut. It's a little more folky after being in Buffalo Springfield. Emperor of Wyoming, the instrumental is very good. Last Trip to Tulsa, which is like the 9-minute opus on here, is good. If I Could Have Her Tonight, and I've Been Waiting for You, two really good ballads, but yeah. Neil Young's debut from 1968. And he was on Reprise. Also, after seeing Nick Lowe in concert a while back, when trying to get the 3 EPs that he did from like 2019, 2020. I think this one came out in 2020. This is the last of them. Lay It On Me Baby, which has two originals, Lay It On Me Baby and Don't Be Nice to Me, which are very good. It also has Here Comes That Feeling, which I think Peggy Lee or Brenda Lee, one of those did that. I can't remember which one now. But and the old Shocking Blue tune Venus, Los Straitjackets, who back him up, play that on this one. But yeah, I'm trying to get. I got one more of the Nick Lowe EPs to go. It was on Yep Rock label. Earlier on Rich Strickler's channel a while back, we were doing an album exchange, and Larry Graves, I think, the Canadian stud muffin, had given me the debut by Blue Oyster Cult. Now, I had Agents of Fortune and I think one other one, but I had never heard the debut, was amazed with it. Finally found a decent copy in the wild. And this has some great tunes on it. It's got the Cities on Flame with Rock and Roll, which is one I think they still do in concert now. Workshop of the Telescopes. Then came The Last Days of May, Stairway to the Stars. Just chock full of some great songs on here. Their debut, which was on the Columbia label. Yeah, I would recommend that if you're a Blue Oyster Cult fan. Of course, you probably already know about it, but I didn't. So anyway, the group that I'm filling out the collection, I think this is the last one I need, and that's U2 and War. It's got, of course, some big hits on here. Sunday Bloody Sunday, New Year's Day, Two Hearts Beat as One, 40, Gatefold, and on the Island label. Next, another fill-in piece. I'm a huge fan of Mink DeVille, the great smoky voice of Willie DeVille, right there. This is their second album, and probably those first 5 albums, it's my least favorite, but it's still very good, especially on the ballads like Guardian Angel and I Broke That Promise. Yeah, that's the 2 I would probably say to check out, because he's just got one of the best smoky voices in music. Although he's passed away since then, but on the Capitol label. And next we go to the great soul singer, formerly of the Falcons, and then went solo, and that's Wilson Pickett. And this is the Wicked Pickett with his most famous tune on here. Well, maybe his most famous tune. In the Midnight Hour is pretty famous too, but Mustang Sally was on this one, 1966. On the Atlantic label. And of course, I've been raving recently of the Cairo reissues. This is The Place, American Soul Music, 1963 to 1974. They do all these obscure soul tunes. This is what their label looks like. But yeah, these are great. If you can find any of these Cairo compilations. And they always come with these great books. which got pictures of often these artists that are very obscure, but some aren't. Like this one has Little Ann, which I end up buying an album of hers later after hearing on this. Got Joe Tex, which many people would know. Sam and Dave. Earl Thomas was a revelation. He is really good. Paul Kelly, not the one from Australia, the Paul Kelly, the soul singer. Bob and Earl, who the Rolling Stones covered Harlem Shuffle. That was a hit by them. Howard Tate, Arthur Conley. Just, like I said, great tunes, great soul, great obscure soul on the Cairo label. And last but not least, this record store was going out of business, and I picked up some of the Elvis soundtracks cheap, which I'm trying to fill in. I know there's a lot of smalts on there, but this one has Long Lonely Highway, which is a really great tune. Yeah, Elvis Presley, Kissing Cousins, of course, on the RCA label. Well, that about does it. Hope everyone's doing well, and take care.